Okay, the next group are AI optimized discovery systems. Okay, can AI find you, understand you, and then use your content? First thing is GEO, right? Generative Engine Optimization, which is getting cited by AI instead of just ranking in search. Okay, this is becoming kind of the new holy grail. Are people actually finding you online in ChatGPT, right? Are they getting you in Claude and Perplexity and so on down the line? So, GEO stands for Generative Engine Optimization. It's all about creating content that gets cited, right? Or shown, surfaced. I use that term a lot, surfaced instead of shown, by AI systems like Google's AI Overviews, which is the big one right now, right? ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini, and many others. These tools are now answering questions directly on the search results page or within their own platforms, which means we're no longer just optimizing for clicks, right? We're optimizing to become the trusted source that AI is pulling information from. And why it matters in 2026? Well, we just have to shift away from thinking that number one rankings and becoming the answer AI tools trust enough to cite. Okay. So we got to forget the idea of ranking, and start thinking, hey, we need to become the answer that AI tools are looking at, trusting, and showing to the users that search for the information you're offering. Visibility is no longer about the blue links anymore. It's just not. It's about showing up in that zero-click AI-powered results. We'll get more involved in zero-click in a bit. But this is the new search reality, right? You don't have to rank first if you're the one being quoted at the top in AI overviews or within the other LLMs, okay? So how does it work? Well, AI systems prefer clean, structured content that's easy to extract and understand. So we're talking like tables, outlines, bullet points, headings, subheadings, and so on. Like it's really got to be laid out easy to find. Using clear headlines, bulleted lists, short summaries, conversational phrasing that matches how people naturally ask questions. Again, it's got to go back to the human, right? Like you actually think about, it's no longer just you sitting in front of a computer. You got to think about that person on the other end is actually interacting with the AI like it's a person. And you want to be the person that's sort of on the other end of that, providing those informations, answering those questions. And you definitely need to add schema, and we'll talk more about that too, like FAQ, how-tos, products to help machines identify and surface, as that word, show your content, okay? The pros, well, you can get featured even if the user never clicks. You can show up even if no one actually clicks on your website. You can still get information out there. You can get some branding out there. And it can early movers gain authority fast while competitors are still chasing the old metrics. So again, this is one of those things that you want to get out in front of, right? Yeah, there's people already maybe out in front of you, but it's not nearly the same as who are already doing the old stuff. And the old stuff's fading away, and all those people are clamoring and freaking out and trying to figure out how to get into AI overview, ChatGPT, Perplexity, and so on. Okay? So GEO is great for visibility, thought leadership, and brand trust. And that's going to be important as we'll see later on. The cons, well, these zero-click answers that we get means less traffic, especially for informational content. People are not coming to our website to read our blog posts anymore. The goal now is to get that pieces of content written and created in a way that the AI surface them, show them at the top. So you might not get the click from them, but you'll get the information and the understanding that people can, who you are, what you do, and they can find you the next time when they do need real help. They might see you and recognize your name from before. The cons, again, less traffic, and AI can hallucinate or misattribute content, and ranking logic is not always transparent, right? We don't really know why they've got, this thing listed first, second, or third. Sometimes I've even had something I've asked like for clients, hey, who is the best, HVAC company in Tampa for argument's sake? And my client doesn't show up for argument's sake. And I might ask it, why does my client not show up? Here's their website. Tell me why they're not showing up, right? And I'll give them some information, and they'll kind of come back at me and go, well, here are some things that you might want to change or update so that we can definitely find or maybe surface your content later on. But it's a reality. AIs can hallucinate, give you wrong information. Hell, I have issues sometimes where I give it clear instructions, right? Like I've had for many times, I've told like ChatGPT to never ever give me any response with an M dash, those long dashes in it, right? Don't do it. I say, stick it in memory. And it goes, okay, I promise I'll never use them again. And like, 3 questions later, there are the M dashes again. So it's just like, as amazing as it can be, it still suffers from silly stuff that can make you crazy a little bit. All right. So, your best practice for showing up is start with a clear, direct answer in 40 to 120 words, right? Little fact box styles, right? Think of those things like, you come to a website or piece of content, and right up front, you say, "This is your answer. This is what's going to happen. Let me explain how I got there." And then underneath that, you can get into the explanation. You can get into all that value. Okay. You want to use headings and bullets to break up your content. Make it easy to scan. People do scan, and if you do break things up using those headings and the bullets, it just opens things up a little bit, adds more white space, gives people scanning a reason to look at multiple pieces of your content. Don't batch your content into big paragraphs. Break them up. Open them up a little bit. And then most importantly, you got to add structured data or schema wherever possible to help AI identify what matters. Okay, structured data has become a huge, huge impactor these days.